This is the Toronto Wildlife Centre. Its staff and volunteers work with over 270 different species and each year provide rehabilitation care to approximately 5,000 sick, injured, and orphaned wild animals.
Toronto Wildlife Centre is crucial, and I think that that's evidenced by the fact that we get up to 200 phone calls a day.
With animals arriving at the centre daily and hundreds more in care, addressing the needs of so many different species can be difficult.
How do you address all the complex needs of each animal that comes here?
It's challenging. We have to be ready for housing and medication and food for hundreds of different species. So that's something that we need a lot of training for.
They're assigned to
the Wildlife Rehabilitation Program is carried out by a team of staff and dedicated volunteers under the supervision of experienced rehabilitators with backgrounds in biology and zoology.
We wouldn't be able to function on a day-to-day basis without them, and we certainly wouldn't be able to bring in the amount of animals that we're able to help.
I was really interested in helping out with injured or orphaned wildlife, getting them back out into the wild where they belong.
On a typical day, we'll have anywhere from 10 to 12 wildlife care volunteers, as well as wildlife rehabilitation interns, veterinary technician students, and veterinary students helping us.
It really makes you feel like you're helping something that can't help itself.
We have a fairly intensive training process that all of them need to go through, because working with wildlife is very rewarding, but it is definitely very challenging.
Because you're dealing with wild animals, how important is it to reduce their stress while they're in here?
Because they are a lot different than our domestic dog and cat friends, and they're always thinking that we're predators. We want to make sure that their enclosures are set up with natural habitat. We want to make sure that their eyes are covered, that they're comfortable, and not equating us with their food when they're being fed.
We opened our doors in 1993, and now, almost 20 years later, we're still the only wildlife centre in the Greater Toronto Area.
Natalie's a remarkable woman, but you know, this wouldn't work without lots of volunteers.
They couldn't do what they do, right? Because she was saying they get at least 200 calls a day, so they have anywhere from 180 to 200 volunteers active, and they can be running the office to working with the animals. They need volunteers. The Toronto Wildlife Centre is a registered charity supported primarily by donations. It has grown into Canada's busiest centre. Since opening its doors in '93, tens of thousands of people have received help on the centre's hotline, and over 65,000 animals have been taken there and admitted for care. To learn more tonight about volunteering, or if you'd like to donate your time, you can always visit globaltoronto.com and click on Making a Difference. The calls were coming in fast and furious that day. It's a very busy